Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has ushered in a new era for the MCU, one where multiversal strife is running rampant and there is no longer just one universe to draw the attention of viewers. This new generation of Marvel properties is quickly shaping up to be one of the most complicated and interesting endeavors in the modern MCU, and the multiversal adventure is only just beginning. Spoilers ahead for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In Doctor Strange's second solo outing, we get to meet America Chavez, who has a unique ability to easily leap between realities within the multiverse itself, making her one of the most integral figures to the preservation of reality. As the plot follows Wanda and Strange battling for the safety and exploitation of America's abilities, we come to learn that she is an incredibly unique character not just within this universe, but within the fabric of the multiverse as a whole. So far as we know, she is the only character who is able to naturally break the barriers between dimensions as easily as she has been shown to do, and venture across the multiverse completely uninhibited. Throughout the film, we come to learn not only a bit about her backstory, but she mentions that she is the only version of herself that exists anywhere in the multiverse. So why exactly is this? While Doctor Strange and his friends, including the entirety of the mainline MCU, has an infinite number of different variants across the universe, America is the only version of herself to be found anywhere in this vast web of realities. She has no multiversal variants, she does not dream, because she is the only one. There is only one America Chavez in the entirety of existence as we know it. So why is this? Why is America the only one? And what does this mean for both her and the multiverse moving forward? Well, stick with us today, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, and let's explain why America is her only iteration. In the comics, America was not actually born within the multiverse as we know it, but instead she was born in a realm known as the Utopian Parallel. The Utopian Parallel exists outside of our human perception of time and space, and her realm is not one of the many timelines that make up the known multiverse as it exists in the source material. We actually get a glimpse at this Utopian Parallel while her memories are being scanned, and we get to briefly meet her mothers, who ruled the parallel in the original source material. Created and ruled by the Demiurge, the Utopian Parallel existed in relative peace for an unspecified duration of time. Seeing as time works very differently within the parallel and the exact translations are cited to be very difficult, meaning there's no exact way we can tell exactly how long this place has existed or even how old people are there. The film shows us that America inadvertently opened a portal which swept her mothers into the multiverse, presumably to be lost forever among the infinite network of different realities and tangled timelines. In the comics, however, this origin story transpires a bit differently, but may give us clues to the future of America's story. Instead, in the comic book iteration, the entirety of the parallel collapses as it's pulled apart by multiple converging black holes, and in America's anger, she inadvertently opens a portal to transport herself into the multiverse, without her ultimately meaning to, which is one of the first instances of her using her multiversal transportation abilities. She would then come to land in the mainline Earth 616 universe, where she grew up in relative peace after her acclimation to her new life. Since she was born outside of the multiverse, however, she does not have any multiversal counterparts anywhere on the timeline, and this seems to be the case in the Multiverse of Madness as well. Each hero that we've met so far has been a part of a multiversal puzzle, and therefore multiple versions of them exist on an infinite number of timelines. America, however, is an extra piece that was never meant to exist within the multiverse, and no timeline accounted for her existence. This leaves us to wonder if anyone born on the Utopian Parallel is not what is known as a multiversal constant, and based on the precedent established by the source material, this seems to be the case, and would most likely apply to not only America's mothers, but any other inhabitants of the parallel as well, as none of them would have multiversal variants either. In the comics, America is the only survivor of the Utopian Parallel's collapse, and therefore, she is the only instance wherein something like this ever happens. There's simply nobody else to compare to her as they all perish. Given the logic and the reasoning, however, it can be safely assumed that anyone born on the parallel would also be the only versions of themselves within what we know as the multiverse. This explains why America has never been able to find her mothers or any versions of them despite visiting no less than 73 different realities throughout the course of her short life, and they too are the only iterations of these respective characters in the entire multiverse. They only ever exist on one timeline, that being the ones where they landed after their inadvertent exile. and they are most likely the very same versions that were accidentally sent away by America in her youth. So what does this mean for her character going forward, and perhaps more importantly, what does this mean for the fabric of the multiverse as we know it? Perhaps the most notable detail is that no other iteration of Strange or Wanda can use an alternate version of America to do the same thing that Wanda tried to do to America in Multiverse of Madness. And if anyone seeks to steal her powers away from her, they will have to encounter our iteration of Doctor Strange and come into conflict with our MCU mainstays. On the other side of this conflict, however, is that if America is ever taken, exploited, or abused again, there is no way to enlist the assistance of a variant of one of her multiversal counterparts to help. If someone is to take her and use her powers for malice, there is no way for them to be counteracted by another iteration of America. This makes her perhaps one of the most important characters in the multiversal saga, and her safety, training, and mental well-being is paramount to the safety and security of not only just our reality, but all realities. But anyway, watchers, what do you think of the Multiverse of Madness? What did you think of America Chavez? Did you like her role in the second Doctor Strange film, and where do you think her story will carry on forward? What also do you hope to see next from the multiversal saga of the Marvel Universe? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching the channel. Hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and I will hopefully see you in the next video.